All right. So I am thrilled and honored to be able to introduce to you my special guest, Jeanette Hill. And we're going to be talking tonight about video, and we're going to talk about some of the experiences that you've had so far, roadblocks that you've been up against, what's coming up for Jeanette, how you're using video. So we've got some things we're going to cover tonight, and I'm just looking forward to learning more about how you're using video in your business, Jeanette. So,
Hey,
welcome.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Awesome, awesome.
Right.
Here's what I'm going to do first. I want to read a little bit about your bio because I want people to get to know who you are and some of your background, which, by the way, is incredible. I can tell you're a creative based on what I have seen and know of you so far, but looking at your background, you really truly are a creative. Like, that is your thing. So, look, Jeanette Hill, prolific, multiple award winning playwright, author, dang it, I gotta redo this part. Jeanette Hill, prolific, multiple award winning playwright, writer, advocate, often called the creative activist. Jeanette has written more than 100 plays. Wow. The founder and artistic director of J.W. Hill Productions LLC, she creates and produces stories about real life, the way Black people live it. She serves as advisory board member for the Atlanta Black Theater Festival and Urban Playwrights United. She is a member of the Dramatist or Dramatist
Dramatist.
Dramatist Guild, awesome, and has served as a peer reviewer and a consultant for the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, Mid America Arts Alliance, and the list goes on. So, look, I've read a little bit of the bio. Tell us what's not in the bio. What do people need to know about you, Jeanette? What should they know?
One of the things that they're always surprised to find out is that I'm a functional introvert. And while all of those things are very out there in everybody's face, it's like a I'm just going to take the energy out of me to be on that all the way that way. That my happy place is in a corner with a nice table, some music, sweet tea, a pen, and some paper. That's my sweet spot.
Yes.
That's my sweet spot. I
We
love
like
it.
we're cave dwellers, as I tell
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
like we can be
It's,
there and we're good.
you don't need it. Don't you don't need to check on me. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just let me go. Just let me go. And if you could place me by some running water, even better.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about your business. Tell me what you're doing with video, because in that space, I can imagine there's a ton of opportunities as a creator and a creative. There's a ton of opportunities for you to use different types of media. Why video for you?
Because the theater is visual. I deal with visual, and so theater is visual, probably more so than any other the arts in terms of bringing a person in. It you can feel theater, you can enjoy a movie, and so when you're looking at theater, it kind of makes the audience becomes part of that whole performance. The audience is an important part of that whole performance. And so for a long time, we couldn't because, again, live theater is limiting. If you have a 150-seat theater, that's how many people are going to see that play or however many times you actually produce that play. So somebody in New York is not going to know about Don't Call Me Brother. Somebody in Seattle is never going to see No Ordinary Days. So what we decided to do, I originally began video for archival purposes, for me to go back and look at what I'd done, see if I needed to change anything, see if I needed to rebirth it again, bring it back out. So I always kept it there, so always have an archive of what I've done. And then people started; they wanted copies of it, and I said, I don't. Because I'm probably too much of a perfectionist. Something it's not quite DVD ready. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It was not that kind of video. It was an archival video. I may have had one camera. I might have had two. I might have had three, but it was not filmed to be presented that way. And
Mm-hmm.
so we finally kept going. So well, eventually we're going to get there. And so we started working on um, doing this. I don't know what you want to call it. It's we're still playing. Um, we were going to try to just put it out there in spots, but then along came, and I know no one ever likes to hear this, but for us, the pandemic brought a silver lining because it brought us Zoom, it brought us StreamYard, it brought
Mm-hmm.
us Facebook Live, it
Yeah.
brought us all of these mediums whereby now, normally, it would be the Schubert and all these other theaters in Broadway that could produce, videotape their shows and then put them out to everyone. People like me couldn't do that. One, I didn't have a distribution channel,
Mm-hmm.
and two, I just didn't have the scope. But when the pandemic came and we discovered Zoom and we discovered dramatized staged readings, we realized fairly early on that the playing field was now leveled.
Right.
And so the same people that could watch um, Frozen on
Mm-hmm.
Broadway could now watch No Ordinary Days if I did a live stream reading of it
Wow.
and promoted it. So we started working, and we're still trying to refine the process. In fact, we're getting ready to also venture off from video into doing an audio drama podcast of some of the plays. So it'll
Oh.
be episodic, and we're going to be doing that soon. But we're also working with trying to, because as much as people like to believe when the pandemic is over, they want to believe, well, all this Zoom stuff is going to be gone. It's not going anywhere. It's a hybrid. We're going to find a way to incorporate it into what we used to consider the mainstream.
Right.
There's going to be ways that they're going to, you're going to have Vimeo and all these other things. They've spent millions of dollars to get these things up. They're not just going to shut them down because
Right.
everybody has a shot.
Yeah.
So we're working on how to keep that going. During the pandemic, I created, because everything was so negative. Everything was so
Mm-hmm.
negative. I created a event, a weekly event called Monday Night Magic,
Okay.
where I would do stage readings of my plays on Monday nights, and we'd come on to Facebook. Okay, grab your wine and your wings. We're getting ready to start, and we would do videos. That would do videos of the stage reading of the plays. And
That's
we did
awesome.
that all year. We're still doing that summer. We still have several of them that need to go up. But that's how we've been using video. Eventually, we're going to move, kind of ease into the webisode kind of mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for some team members. If you're good at this kind of thing, give me a call. My contact information is there. But we're gonna keep going because we need to tell our stories, and
Here,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
most
pull up
important
your
thing about what we do.
I'm pulling up your
Thank you.
contact information for those who are hearing this and are thinking, hey, I want to be part of that webisode team, right?
It's important for us to tell, particularly as African Americans, we have to tell our stories. And what we are always shorted in is that other people want to tell our stories, but they want to water it down a little bit so that it's comfortable for their
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
My job is to tell our stories with our voice. Our stories, our voice. I've had people ask, can you make it not so black? No, no, I can't. Where
And
some people will be on.
you're using video to really tell the story in a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're coming on and they get to see it because the visual is they're things that you could tell someone 50 times and they would never catch it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you show it to them on that video, it's like, wow, I didn't realize that was how it was being perceived. Now, wow, I didn't know that there was help for someone,
Mm-hmm.
in our family that had mental illness. I didn't know that there were resources available. I just thought, you know, cousin Bobo was just mean and angry all the time. I didn't know that was PTSD.
Yeah.
I just thought he didn't, so our job my job at least is to not only entertain, but to enlighten and educate people that
So
they're
so
there things.
tell me more about that exact thing that you're talking about. When you said you used video to actually create, you just jumped on and you said, okay, I'm going to do this wine and wings thing. That stuck with me. When you decided to do this, Jeanette, what was that experience like? That wasn't your first time on video because you've been doing production for some time, was it? And
With
if it
limited
was,
audiences, there was never the feedback. Before,
Okay.
if you had a DVD, you saw the DVD. If you wanted to call me and say, "Hey, I like that," you could do that. But other than that, there was no feedback. There was no interaction between me and that audience. I didn't know what
Okay.
you thought, or I didn't know who was at your house when you showed it. I had no idea. But here, when you're doing it this way, there are people in the chat. Oh, look at that heifer, and you have people that are trying to hold a conversation
Uh-huh.
in the comments, while the video was going. And I love it. I love that. I always love the audience interaction, audience response. I love it. And they're going,
Mm,
"Oh, did you see that? See, that's real." And you just love it because it's a way of connecting with the audience,
right.
and without actually having to tell you we can't kiss right now because it's COVID. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a way that we can talk about, because these plays are all about life. And while they're evergreen themes, everybody has trouble with their family. A lot of people have children, problems with their adult children. A lot of us
Right.
have issues with mental illness, with domestic violence, and all these things. And those are evergreen in events, which means it could also be, the same play could have been done in a synagogue, by a synagogue. It could be done in the Buddhist community. It could be done in the Hispanic community.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm telling the story from the Black perspective, the life that we live, the things that we have access to, the way that we view ourselves, and the way that we believe we're viewed by other people.
So
And that's
here's
how
what
I'm telling the story.
this is what I'm getting from this conversation, and it's really kind of opening my eyes to something that I hadn't really thought about, Jeanette. So I just wonder what your thoughts are on this, because it sounds like video gave you, first of all, you saw an opportunity, which I keep hearing over and over again. This is a running theme
Yeah,
for every
yeah,
person that I've talked to, is that we're finding that because video is less expensive and it's affordable and open to
absolutely.
everyone right now in different forms, we're seeing opportunities to expand our visibility and to get the word out or the message out about whatever it is that
Yes.
we're promoting. So you saw opportunity with video during a time where a lot of people were like, well, I can't do anything because pandemic, because
Yeah, I
this,
talked to a
because
lot of them.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
A lot of actors quit. They're like, "Okay, I'm just done. It's been a year. I'm done." Like, no, we never say die. We never
yeah.
say die. There have to be 487 million ways to fry chicken. Okay, so
So you
we just
frying
we
some
just
chicken with video.
that's there you go. We're just trying to figure out how we can make this work with what we have. Some people use olive oil. Some people use, but we're
Hmm.
just finding our way through this maze. And was it scary at first? It was. It was, especially the
That's what I want
live
to hear.
component.
I want to hear
The
more
live
about that.
component was so scary. My tech guy, we talked over, and he kept saying, "Jeanette, you got this." I said, "I don't know. Maybe we should do something else. Maybe we should just forget this and just do the podcast, where I don't have to be seen, first of all, do the podcast. Okay, maybe we should. Are there some other ways that we can do this, maybe other than live?" And he said, "You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine." And I just took a deep breath, and I just jumped in with both feet. I didn't pay attention to what anybody said. Well, you should
Hmm.
be. I became laser focused. We're doing Monday Magic. We're doing Monday Magic every Monday night.
Yep.
We're doing it, through StreamYard. We're going to record it on Zoom. I'm going to introduce it live, and then we're going to play the video
Hmm.
of the reading, and then I'm going to come back and talk. And we're going to do this every Monday. And this is not an option.
So
And I
here,
just dove.
I was getting ready to ask you, but you just told me the answer. I was going to ask you what pushed you in, even though you were like, but you committed to a day. It sounds like you committed and didn't give yourself any quarter. You didn't say, I'm not going to do it because X, Y, and Z are holding me back. You just said, hey, I'm doing it. And then you went for it and jumped right in.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was seeing so many people give up, and I said, well, maybe if you see me doing it, not that I'm the most wow and wonderful thing, but now you can do it. I was telling actors, go record. You've got a cell phone. Go record a monologue from something that you really liked, and just put
Yeah,
it up. Just put it up on Facebook. You don't have to do the Monday Magic thing, but you can do that. Well, I don't know who. It doesn't matter who's watching it. It
right.
doesn't matter. The one thing I gave up on long ago is numbers. The person who needs to see it will see it.
Yes.
I'm not going to worry
Yes.
about, do we have 3 people, or do we have 300 people? We may have 3 people that need to see it,
Yep.
And that's, to me, that's better than 300 people that didn't have anything else to do and they just sat down here tonight.
I love it.
So we, you know, we did.
So,
I just tell them, keep writing. If you're writing, keep writing. If you're an
yeah,
actor, go talk to the writers. If they've written something, go talk to that writer and see if they can give you something that you can now use.
that's right. That's good stuff. Jeanette, this is, I mean, there's so many powerful messages and everything you're saying. Tell me what advice would you give someone who's brand new and maybe they're not in the space of theater? Maybe they have a business and they just want to be seen, to get noticed. They want people to know that they are serving, they're prepared to serve and to do more. How would you advise them to get started when they have all those butterflies and they feel like, look, this is not for me? What would you tell
Just
them?
do it. Just do it. And think of it this way: you only have to do it one time.
Yeah.
Everything that you do, I tell myself, I only have to do it today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was on that money. I only have to do it today, even though I know I'm going to do it for the next year. In my mind, I only have to do it today. And if you're prepared, and I understand that confidence and believing in yourself is sometimes difficult, especially when you're starting out new, because you don't know, how receptive are. You may not even know who your actual audience is.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be a little nervous about stepping out there, but sometimes, and if it helps you, start small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're selling a product and you don't want, you're afraid of the Facebook Live thing. Okay, invite 10 or 15 of your friends. Hey, we're going to do a little small Facebook group thing, and I want to show you what I've got and we know what I'm doing with it. Or call them and say, okay, I'm trying to launch this. Can I send you this and you use it? And then we come back together and maybe do the Facebook Live and you can tell people how you use it. And maybe it was, even if it wasn't for you, just kind of point out that we want to show everything, as you say, realistically.
Yep.
Okay, well, I used it. It was a little harder for me to use, but it worked in the long term. We need to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to hear that it's not a magic elixir.
Yeah.
We need to hear that. Okay, it may take 2 or 3 weeks for it to actually show a difference in your skin, or the oil, or whatever it is, or the painting. You may have to find the right room for it, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, people love it when you're real.
Yes.
They love it when you're real. And if you're scared, and that will take some of it away from you. Invite those 5 friends over. Well, COVID, you may not be able to invite them over, but this is what I'm doing here. Take this, read this, use this, try this, put on this color, put this on your wall, whatever it is, and then let me know,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back together like this. We can come back together like this to do Zoom
Mm-hmm.
as a webinar, and let's just talk about it and see where we're at. And that alone will give you confidence.
That's
That
beautiful.
alone will give you confidence to make the next step. Maybe next time, instead of 5, you do 10.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you do 15. And by the time you get to 30, we're going to launch this bad boy.
Like we're
Just
doing
go.
it. We're doing it now.
Yeah,
We're already in
yeah,
it.
yeah. We're going to launch this bad. Okay, they told me this works. I changed this to this. When I'm talking to these people, I know to use it this way. When I'm talking to these
Yep.
people, I know to change that message a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and do that over there. But we're going. We're going.
So speaking of going, because I know you have some things that are coming. I know you have some major
Yes.
stuff that's coming up. So I want to hear a little bit about that. Tell me what you have coming up for Jeanette Hill.
But the next big thing is that we have been totally honored that we've been selected to be the opening act for the first inaugural Pacific Northwest Multicultural Readers and Film Festival. So we will open the festival on August the 20th. You
Okay.
can see it if you Google Pacific Northwest Multicultural, and probably PNMC will also bring it up. But it's new, and it's really innovative in the way that they're approaching both readings and film, and it's not the sugar coated where they prep you. Okay, you want everybody to feel positive when they leave here. No, we need people to know what the real deal is.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than you telling everybody, "Oh, video's so easy. Just jump in there. Go get your ring light. Go get this camera. Do all this. Girl, it's just a piece of cake. You're gonna love it." And then I get it and I'm frozen,
Right.
or I get it and I don't know what to do, or even worse, I get it and I realize video is not my thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I love the approach they're taking, that we're going to talk real. We're talking about the way that we deal with each other, the way that we have to deal with other people, the way that we're dealing with funding. I'm on several panels as well as opening, and I love it. I love that it's going to be one of those
That's
open, real
beautiful.
conversations where you're going to leave there knowing something and probably feeling something, and understand that you're not alone. Whatever it is you're going through, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Whether you've been doing it 1 year, 5 years, 30 years, you're not alone. We
Well,
all have the
depending
same
on
battle.
when we air this, it may have already taken place. So I'm curious, is it going to be something that's recorded?
They're going to
Is there
record it. I think they're going to leave it up until the 23rd, but after that, I'm going to ask them. I think there's something to do. They're going to be doing with it after that, with maybe
okay?
Vimeo. I have to ask them. But if they're going to
Okay.
all the trouble to record it, I'm sure that there's going to be something else that
Okay.
they intend to do with it. But it
Good.
is.
So
We're
I'll
excited
get
about
that
that.
link from you. I need to get that link from
Right.
you so I can
That'd
make
be
sure to
good.
share that out. Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
and our next big thing is that we have a series. Well, we everything I do happens in the Amen Circle, but inside the Amen Circle, we have several little things going on. And one of the things going on is the Front Porch Diva series, and
Mm.
this is for women over 40 who are sassy, soulful, seasoned, and sexy.
All right
So if you're
now.
looking for your regular grandma that's rocking chair, babysitting, baking cookies, in there doing the church dinner, these are not your women. These are not these women own businesses. They've gone back to school. They've got husbands, lovers, and boyfriends. They
Uh-huh.
they travel. They do all the things that we were always told when you got that age you were too old for.
So
And
how do we connect to the Front Porch Divas if we feel like we're a Front Porch Diva?
we're getting ready to launch that. As you can see, this is my opportune time. This is one of our
All right.
T-shirts.
Yes.
We're going to do a launch of the Front Porch Divas where I'm thinking what we're going to do is do a contest
Okay.
where we're going to let people tell us what makes you think you're a Front Porch Diva.
Awesome. I think you should
And
do
then
that.
and let people come in because and it's amazing. I think I've seen something on I think it's Fly Ageless. There's something on IG where the women are just, I'm 51 was I think the other day somebody was 74 and she was getting it. I was
All
like,
right.
do it, baby. I said, you do it, baby. I said, you guys, the only use for that calendar is to set appointments.
Awesome.
Age has nothing to do with the way you live your life.
That's right.
You get people. Somebody asked me, how old are you? I said, I don't even tell people how old I am. My age is whatever age I felt when I got to bed that day. Some days it's 30, some days it's 50, some days it's 100. But
Hmm.
whatever age I get out of the bed that day, that's the age I am that day.
All right.
Everything I do is going to be geared toward me being that age. And that's the way I'm living life. And I think that's the way we all should live life. Don't get locked into a number and other people's perception of okay, you're 59. What should you be doing as a 59-year-old woman?
Yeah.
You don't need anybody to tell you what to do. You don't need permission.
Go
Trust me, by the
live.
time you cross the shadow of 40, you don't need permission to do what you want to do with your life. You've lived enough, you've paid enough dues, you raised children, you've worked jobs. You
That's
are
right.
now at the point where you decide what it is you want to do.
I love
And then
that.
most importantly, do it.
Yes.
Stop making excuses, stop looking around to see who's watching. Just do it.
I'm all in on
Just do
that.
it.
So I
Yeah.
need the connection to that too. So make sure. Make
We're
sure
going to
I
be
know
doing
about
that
that.
soon. We have coffee cups and the t-shirts, and that's where as we choose the Front Porch Divas, we're going to be giving away the t-shirts, and we're going to sell some, but we're going to be giving them away to the women who actually qualify as Front Porch
Awesome.
Divas. And
Awesome.
if the Lord
Awesome.
says the same, our goal was to have like a New Year's afternoon soiree where all the divas got on Zoom around the country, and we just have a big party.
All
And this is
right.
how we're bringing in the new year. You're
Well, look,
bringing in the
I'm
new year.
popping up your Instagram so people know to follow you so they can get connected and
Yes, yes.
stay in tune to all the things. We're gonna get ready to wrap now.
Yeah, tell them to come
And
on board and also follow Tanya. I told someone I said Tanya's going to be my shiro. That she just does this so effortlessly, and it's not even an interview. It's more it's a conversation. Girl, what are you doing now? So it's just more like a conversation where we just and it's so real because well that may not be for you, Jeanette. Maybe you need to look at StreamYard. Maybe you need to look at Restream because I'm looking at what you do and I love it. I love it that it's I do. I love what you do. I
I'm
love how you
so
help
glad.
people. And I just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the
Thank
right
you.
path.
Thank you.
You're on
Thank
the
you.
right
Thank
path.
you. Look, I'm trying to be like a front. I am a front porch diva. I think that I am. I'm
Yes,
doing
absolutely.
as it comes. It's
Absolutely.
like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, we do it. We do. I think I'm going to get one of the t-shirts to say we don't need permission and
That's
put the
right.
Front Porch Diva logo under it. Like we don't need permission.
Let's
We're
do
going to
it.
live our lives the way that we want to live them, and
Look,
that's it.
this has been awesome. It's been refreshing. I got some new ideas about how video is being used. I love that it has expanded your ability to be seen and to put yourself and what
Yeah.
this incredible work that you do, Jeanette, out there into the world. So I'm just excited to see what's coming for you.
Oh, thank you.
And
We're holding high thoughts for us and a lot of other people. We're just going to hold high
yes,
thoughts and
yes,
move
yes.
forward.
So do keep us in touch and let us know. Let me ask you, this is the final question. This is what I ask everyone. If there was one video related tool or app or gear that you can't live without, what would that be?
At this stage of the game, I'm going to say it's my webcam. I'm trying to transition to this ring light, but the webcam is. I was just. I have two now. I had none, and
Hmm.
then when I saw what it could do, I was like, "My goodness, I've been doing this almost in the dark." Oh my goodness, the webcam, it Logitech webcam. Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
I
Awesome.
love it, and we have other cameras that as the pandemic breaks, we're going to use the other cameras and the other equipment we have. But right now, getting the word out, it's this and the other little thing that I, especially if you're doing theater, is green screen.
Is
We
what
need a
now? A
green
green
screen,
screen. Ah, yeah.
green screen.
To give you
Yes, because
versatility with the
yes,
backgrounds. You
because
can
we like
change it
to. Yeah,
up.
if we show you a play and we say they're in the living room, we want to see a living room backdrop. We don't want to see green backdrop. We don't want to see this. We want to see that you're in the living room.
Yes.
And so it's one of those things that we try to tell actors, yes, you need the webcam, yes, you need a ring light, but you also need to get you a green screen.
Like a
So
real
that
one, not the
yeah,
fakey.
yeah,
Yeah.
a real one. Get a real, because otherwise you're going to start doing this and you're going to disappear.
That's right.
And that's the
I
bad
tell
thing
people
about
that all
those.
the time. Like, don't do that. Go ahead and
Yeah,
invest. If you're going to do this green screen thing, do it right. Yes.
yeah. Otherwise, otherwise I have to tell you to do this when I'm directing you. Okay, no, don't put your hand out there. You have to keep your hand like this
Yeah,
because once you go outside the frame of your body, it disappears and we don't
that's
see
right.
it. And that's
Good advice.
frustrating. Yeah, and it's frustrating to the people watching as well. So,
Yeah. Awesome. All
so
right. Well, Miss Jeanette, thank you so much. I'm going to pop up your Instagram one more time to make sure people know how to follow you. I want to thank you so much for being my special guest today.
yeah, thank you so much for
Ah,
sharing your platform with so many people. We really appreciate that.
I'll
We really
continue to
do.
do it if you continue to do it. We're going to keep holding each other's hands and making sure that
Yeah,
we stay committed.
I'm trying to in the next week or so. I want to I not a typical photo shoot, but I want to go out and just do some photos that I can use when I'm doing little clips of my plays on that I can show different photos of me, and
Very
we're getting
good.
there. I keep every so often I just flip back to one of your replays of one of yours. Okay, I can do this. I can do
Yeah, you
this.
can't. You are doing it. You
Yeah,
are
so
doing it.
I told him I said I want to do it with the finesse and the just a time Tanya, let's just talk. Okay, we're just gonna talk and just this is what we're doing today. And I'm gonna let you see a little bit of No Ordinary Days, then we're gonna come back and we're gonna discuss about mental illness for a minute.
I love it.
I said we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Well, thanks again, Jeanette.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you offering. And you take
Awesome.
care and please be safe out there.
You too. You too.
All right.